Hello everyone. Uh, Good afternoon. Today my topic is email etiquettes. Let's begin. Etiquettes refer to the principle of behavior that one should use when writing or answering email message. When you are replying to a client or any person, you should use the proper way while writing an email, proper subject and the body with the proper celebrations. Okay. Now next, uh, in a survey of 1,200 people, it was found that 80% of the respondents and email etiquettes impact their decision. Like 50% are the great deal. Like email etiquettes totally responsible for the good responses. If I talk about in the sales perspective, 31% of the quit a bit, only 8% of the never respond to your email. Okay. Um, how can we improve our communication? These are the way. We should always check the spelling, grammar check. For that, we can use the Grammarly to check the spelling and the grammar checks. Distinguish between the formal and the informal style when writing. Uh, we should never being with informal on the email, because once you send the email, it cannot be revert back. So you should always use the formal way to write the email while writing the email. Your signature should be proper with the contact info. Your country code should be like proper. Like you should always use a proper country code. If a person want to contact you, though it can be easy for him or her to contact us. Okay, address to a specific person. We should always specific address to a specific person, like with the name. Like if you are talking about a person like name John, so we should know about him and directly target him, like hi John. Not use hey or anything else. You should always use hi, hello, this type of solutions. Be consistent with your subject line should be always clear. Don't be like emotional subject line, please help me, like that. Always point to point. Like if a person is looking for a development, you can directly like are you looking for a help, like this type of subject you should use. Not very big subject line, not very short. You should be on the point to point subject line. Be kind and respond promptly. Don't be very rude while replying. Like when you are doing something and you are emotionally attached, that at that time, please avoid to do respond to an email. Okay. Avoid attachment. Keep email consistent within one screenshot. Always try to keep your email in a single page. Not like if a readers need to scroll down always. Always try to keep it in a single screenshot page. Okay. Next slide. Some but always read it before hitting send. Always be sure while sending the email. Read the email twice or thrice while sending the email. It maybe there was a spelling mistake or grammatical mistake, so always be clear what you are sending to the sender. It create a much more impact on the reader side. Be aware to who you are sending to mail. Like always check the correct email address you have put in a two side. CC and BCC. Uh, you should be careful while putting CC and BCC. CC is like you are adding someone um, copy character. BCC is like you are sending a copy of that to another person, while it will not be shared to the main person. Okay. Do not use do not use email to discuss confidential information and situations. Like never discuss anything personal on the email. Do not share your username or password on the email. Step out drafting of effective email messages. Always use subject line as already told you. Like always use subject line should be proper. A subject line plays an important role in creating an email. You can use subject line like mm, what they are looking exactly, what they're exactly looking for. If they are looking for a development help, if you are like mailing for purpose of your any issue related, though you should be clear what your purpose of the mail. Always use salutation, proper salutation, Mr. Dear, is hello. Never be like, hey John, hey, like this is not a formal way of emailing. Make a crisp and clear body. Purpose of the message should be point to point what you are trying to say. If you are sending to a client, then you should be clear what you are sharing the prospect. Like if you're sharing any portfolio and all, so you should be clear about what you are sharing. There will you should be polite while writing an email. You not be like, hey, you are what you are doing, like not that type of email. Your email should be readable. Always try to draft your email in a paragraph, in a short paragraph, not in a long. Um, Short paragraph are easy to read in compared to long. छोटे छोटे पैराग्राफ को अपन इजीली पढ़ सकते हैं. Paragraph divide message in suitable manner. And also you can use a pointer to describe your point. At the end, you can also use the thanking, like looking forward to your message. This type of, which is like, which should be a professional way to giving a thank you. Complimentary closing, like thanking, regards, and all, by with the help of the signature you're providing. In the signature, your name, your from designation, and the company detail with your contact information, with the country code and the mobile number. Email etiquette, unspoken expectations. Always try to email within 24 hours. Like sometime we are trying to delay the response. Like we will आप कुछ time बाद कर देंगे. But always try to make it within 24 hours. I will say that you can, if you can reply in within 12 hours, it will be great. Key copy of the important email for reference. Always try to make a copy, forward it to another email address, so that you can have a proper way or a proper proof. We can, in future, if your mail can delete it, then you can use that. Always use your separate personal and the business email. Never combine your personal email with the business email. Both are different. Problem with the punctuation. Email without full stop are common, are difficult to read. If you are using email without a full stop, the person, like it is not, it is incomplete. Sentence without full stop, any commas are incomplete. So you should always use a full stop or commas or and like that to complete the sentence. Small paragraphs separated by blank line are much, like as I already told you, small paragraph, like small pointers or paragraph are always readable in comparison to long run pieces. Careless writing skills demand your intelligence and integrity. Like if you are not if you are writing an email and you are not onto a point, and you are आपका ध्यान कहीं और ही है, then it make a bad impact on the reader. So always try to be careful while writing the email, and always read twice and thrice, and use grammarly for that to make the grammatical mistake. Do's and don't. Subject line should be clear and precise. Okay. I first I read the do's. Always reply after thinking what the appropriate response. After reading the mail only, you should think about it. What should you reply the response? Then only you can reply. Don't be in a hurry of responding back to the client or to the person reader. Always read the message completely. Then only you have to respond to the client. Using paragraph to convey the text of the email. Always use paragraph. Standard font size should be 12, and font color will be black. Try to bold some hot topics. Like always try to mention the main point on the first paragraph. Always add signature and designation and contact details. Be very specific for using the bold and italic and underline. For example, if you are providing some services like software-based services, then you should bold that software-based services, that so that that particular thing would be visible to the client very easily, and he can directly focus to that particular point. Be constant with the format. If you are doing follow up with the client, like so you should be constant with your format. Like you should not change like today I will try this, today tomorrow I will try this with the same client. You can do the A/B testing, but you cannot try the same thing with the same client, same person. Okay, don't avoid discussing confidential personal matter on the emails. As I already told, like you should not share anything personal or confidential on the email. Avoid responding while emotionally drained. Like if you are in a bad mood, like you should not respond at that time, because you are not in a mood of writing email. So avoid that at that time. Avoid time to resolve conflict via email. Like while we are talking of face to face, the misunderstanding are less, but on email it can create a misunderstanding. So try to resolve a conflict via email only. Font should be overwhelmed with the message. Like font should be 12, be tried to be 12 only. Okay. Avoid using necessary background, emotional and electronic signature code. Uh, should not try to use the backgrounds of like if it is not necessary, avoid backgrounds, emojis and electronic signatures. Like always try to be handwritten only. Handwritten type of, like you should be right at that time only. Avoid using caps, red and long sentence and SMS, short-handed language. Capital, you should not write your email in capitals. Like you are emailing, writing an email in completely caps, then it is not good. Not using a bad colors like red, yellow. You should only use black, or if necessary to highlight something, you can use different color but not red. And avoid long sentences, which are much harder to read. Read the content, punctuation, and grammar before sending. Always try to read content, punctuation, and grammar before sending. For grammar, you can use the Grammarly, punctuation, and all the sentence. You should also use Google Translate for converting your uh, language for making a sentence proper. Thank you. Email etiquette is a simple way of saying that we respect others and other decisions.